Okay, hello everyone. This is Sharonda, and this is my Magic Mind Medium podcast and YouTube channel. Um, so I'd like to start off by saying that this podcast and YouTube channel is for entertainment purposes. And we're going to go ahead and going to proceed with the reading for today. All right. All right. So, Father Supreme, being of all being, thank you for waking me up this morning to see another day. Continue to bless us and shield us from any injury, harm, or danger. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. As it is said, it is so. I declare and I decree. Give me infinite wisdom, knowledge, capability, and understanding as I do this reading. Again, this is my podcast and YouTube channel, Magic Mind Medium. All right. So please do not, if it comes up in your search engine, just click it off. I really don't need the comments. I haven't had uh anybody to post in the comments, but I do get the talks or what have you. Just simply cut it off, okay? All right. I want it to be for those who have a true interest in um what it is that I have to say. If you don't have an interest in what I have to say, just proceed to turn it off. All right. All right. So let's go ahead. I'm going to use my Mrs. Cleo's cards today. This is going to be a brief reading, but I'm going to do a six card Celtic cross. All right. All right. So let's go ahead. One, two, three, four, five, and six. Again, this podcast, YouTube, all in one is for entertainment purposes. It is for entertainment purposes. All right. I have a few subscribers, but I think that they may not necessarily um, show in the count. That's what I'm thinking, like, because you can actually, one subscriber could actually share with multiple people. So you may not necessarily see who is watching. If that makes sense to anybody. All right, six, five, four, three, two, and this is card one. So I have Queen of Coins here, Queen of Coins. I honestly feel as though this reading is in relation to someone who um I want to say you're wondering if your mate is cheating. I kept thinking about that. Excuse me. You know, I mentioned I get a lot of flight of ideas in the wee hours of the morning. I guess it gives me synopsis as to what to speak about in terms of a topic because, but I think this is in relation to someone wanting to know if their husband or spouse or whomever is cheating on them, right? So I do have the Queen of Coins. Has a little rabbit there. We do. She is. It is a coin, and then it has the Eye of Horus there, which is essentially is more or less like a spy, or similarly to an evil eye. All right. Well, let's see what the cards have. This is what I have. What crosses over? Two of coins. Well, before I go, let me get my cheat sheet for the Queen of Coins. So the Queen of Coins, or Pentacles, a resourceful person, futility, domestic city. All right, and so this is what I have as the barrier or what crosses over. It has two of coins, which would be similarly to the Two of Pentacles. It says two choices, multitasking, weighing many options. So I'm going to actually say that this can in fact be what your suspicions are could very well be founded, right? Or what have you, based on just me pulling these two cards here, because we have multitasking, two choices. So this lets us know that this person has options, right? And if someone has options, that means um, you may not necessarily be, as they would say, the only rodeo. All right. Now above the situation, I have Five of Swords. Five of Swords, it mentions bullies, theft, violence, abusive relationships. So you could very well have been dealing with some situations where somebody may be bullying you, bullying you. Um, Perhaps some some articles showed up in your front door, like dead cats or whatever the case may be, which is indicative of someone who may be indulging off into spell work, hexes, and things like that. So that could very well be what the case is. That whoever you are in a relationship with, whether it's a husband or some type of relationship, that it is potentially. Yes, the bullying is an indication, or the taunts is an indication that that could very well be so. This is the reason I have King of Coins here. You see how this person just kind of just chilling and laid out and things like that. Um, so King of Coins, it mentions a solid and practical leader, wise investor. I honestly feel as though this is coming from. I think I feel as though I'm speaking to a woman. Is what I feel, who is wanting to know if her husband is cheating on her. What I'm going to tell you is, I think someone. This is just my opinion. Please, don't. It is for entertainment purposes, right? I think your whole situation was a front, but you wasn't able to see it that way, right? Because you've seen it for what you wanted to see it for, but I think it was a front. I honestly feel as though the person that you are in a relationship with does not have as much control as you may have perceived him to have. A lot of his actions are pushed up. He has no control of what he does. If they tell him A, he gonna go A. If they tell him Z, he's gonna go Z. That's what I feel. Now to the left, I have the Sun card. Let's go ahead. And so it says material happiness, a joyous outcome, success. Something lets me know this person sold his soul for fame and fortune, if that made sense to you, quote unquote. Like, in order for me to sustain, because I fell from grace, I had to sell my soul. And in turn, in selling my soul, your needs are not relevant. I know it hurts. It's a hard pill to swallow, but that's what I feel, right? Now to the right, I have Five of Coins. Um, I honestly feel as though he does go in and out of modes, or times where he may feel some sense of guilt or regret, but ultimately he has signed a contract, and that's that. The Five of Coin or Pentacle says ill health, poverty, worry, isolation, financial loss. I think something happened with this person financially to facilitate these behaviors, but I'm going to say, based on the chords, that's what it looks like. It looks as though this person is cheating on you. Is what it looks like. All right. Now let's go ahead and pull the cards for the love. And again, this is not going to be a long podcast. I'm going to try to end within the next 10 minutes. It is for entertainment purposes, okay? So let's pull out two cards. Two cards. We're going to go with one, and let's say two. Two cards. Yes, I honestly feel as though he may have led you to believe, or you may have led yourself to believe, that he had things put together more so than you would know. I'm going to tell you, I feel as though that is to the contrary. Now, for time purposes, I'm just going to end with doing a thoughts, faith, and belief card, and then a little bit of past history. All right. So I'm not licensed to give any advice in terms of, well, I can say that, in certain situations you may consider uh, going to a marriage therapist or counselor or whomever if it's salvageable. There's some abuse involving your situation. You may consider, going through the proceedings of separation. So I have wedding rings here, union, wedding, marriage, soul connection, eternal love, everlasting promise. So again, this is my confirmation that you are married. All right. So it's not necessarily someone this is a serious commitment. The dragonfly, be lighthearted, finding out things coming to light, adapt, change, and heal. I think your confirmation going to be by way of a dragonfly. Well, let me see if I'm able to pull up the totems. Do I have dragonfly on here? Oh gosh, I don't. But I do believe by way of a dragonfly, you're going to get some type of revelation as to what you should do. I'm just laying the cards as they may, so I wouldn't know one way or another. Because, like I said, I'm not a counselor. At one point in time, consider myself self-proclaimed parapsychologist, but I'm not. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a counselor by far. All right. All right. So we're going to go ahead. Let's get a little bit about thoughts, faith, and belief. Um, because as I mentioned, you feel as though your spouse is cheating. Well, based on the course, it looks like they are, and it looks like the whole situation is pushed up. Is what it looks like to me. Um, this person does not have much control over the things that they do, right? Like they are simply doing what they are told to do. I think this person has fallen from grace, and as a result, they pretty much sold out, right? They pretty much sold out. So a lot of their behavior or even actions, not necessarily saying behavior, but their actions, I feel, are being perpetuated by outside influences, right? And you may see in their behavior guilt at times or what have you because it comes in cycles. But ultimately, you have signed on this agreement, and that's that. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to do thoughts, faith, and belief. All right, so I have the world card here, as you can see. Um, so it says completing a goal, a lesson, immigration, travel completion. So I do believe that at one point in time, this is the bounding contract I feel. I think at one point in time, this person felt like the world was on their shoulder or the world was against them. And to bring some sense of solace or stability in their life, this is what they did. I have the wheel here, a good fortune and turning point, gambling luck. So I think to attain the things that they have, and please don't get offended with me speaking about things, because we all have things. We all like things, all right? It is the what you will be willing to do for things is what I'm talking about, or not willing to do. All right. And so that this right here I have, I think it's coming to the forefront with you. You getting that realization now. I have the sun card to show up again. I mean, we do have the sun here, and I think this bull is a representation of you refusing to see it for what it was. But I think enlightenment has come to you. That's what I feel. Says material happiness and joyous outcome success. So I do feel as though you don't feel. I feel something lets me know you feel sick to your stomach, like actual nauseated, and I can't explain. I just feel so nauseated, but it's nothing. It's nothing physical. It's more or less like nauseating the spirit. If that makes sense to you. I think it's a lesson and a blessing all in one, right? Some things you need to pay attention to and watch and not be so fixated and focus on the voyage, but also take note of the side roads along the way. The next card I have here is transportation. So yes, I do believe transportation card is essentially what I just mentioned. Take note of the scenery as you are on your voyage, if that makes sense to you. So I'm going to go ahead and conclude this episode of Magic Mind Medium Tarot Card regarding whether you feel as though your spouse, because I'm going to call it, this is someone that's in a committed relationship because we have our wedding rings here, is cheating on you. Well, I'm going to say I do feel as though that is the case, okay? All right. Until then, have a safe, wonderful day.